Hello, smart viewers. Welcome to Face with me, William. And as usual, in every episode, I'm going to discuss about variously exciting and entertaining episode in topic. And for this episode, I'm gonna give out, kind of like the importance of communication and how the profession of an interpreter can bridge, the gap between, the languages and kind of like to bring people together, kind of like share the same meaning. But before that, for this segment, I'm gonna give out 7 unique facts about languages, particularly English. Yeah. So smart viewers must be familiar with English language. So at least almost average world population use English rather than mother tongue. Yeah. So this is 7 unique facts about English. So first, every 2 hours there's one word added into English dictionary because English is a dynamic and growing language, and every 2 hours there will be one word added to English. So at least 4,000 new words added to English dictionary every year. And the second one is that English is a sky language. So don't misunderstand it. English is the only language which used by pilots around the world when they fly, because only English that they can use when communicate to exchanging the message. The third one is that English has the first dictionary, the first English dictionary. So in 1755, the world's first English dictionary was created by Samuel Johnson. So the next one is that goodbye. Goodbye turns out from the Old English word that is good, that is God be with you. So God be with you translate into goodbye. Yeah. And the fifth is uncopyrightable. So this unique facts about uncopyrightable is the only word in an English dictionary consisting of 15 alphabet letters that are not repeated. So it's quite an interesting fact. Another interesting fact about English is the word rhythms. So rhythms is the longest word in English dictionaries that doesn't contain any vowels. Another interesting one. And the last one, the seventh unique fact about English is that the most widely used letters in English are the letters of E. This is the fact in the use of English, has E in it also, English in general, fiction and non-fiction, journalism, scripture, and even Morse code. So those are some unique facts about English. So for the next segment, I'm gonna invite my special guest for today's episode, who will share her experience as an interpreter using English language, of course. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned on Face to Face. Hello, smart viewers. Welcome back to Face with me, William. And as I promised on the previous segment, I'm going to invite my special guest for today's episode. And she is an interpreter. So welcome, Putri. Yeah,
Thank you
Putri.
so much.
Maybe you can share your recent activities relating to your profession as an interpreter.
My recent activities?
Yeah, like
Oh,
the
yeah.
latest activities.
Okay. My name is Putri Kurnia Melina. I am a third-year pharmacy student at the National Institute of Science and Technology. And I've been becoming an interpreter for 2 years. And my recent activities are, as a pharmacy student, I'm preparing for my clinical research in epidemiology, and I'm also developing a non-profitable organization who teach children for free. and that's all my current
Oh,
activities.
yeah. And that's quite a lot.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. And we can share, like how you got interested or how you become an interpreter, and like maybe like find that passion or profession along the way.
Yeah, it all started when I was in senior high school.
Oh yeah.
I I followed English competitions, like
Oh.
speech competitions and debate competitions, and I feel like this is not enough. I don't feel, even though I won the competition, but I still want more. So from that time, I discovered interpreter. So I start to search the job online, and in my first year of college, I got an opportunity to be an interpreter, even though I have no
experience
at all.
That.
Yeah.
So maybe you can share about your first experience becoming an interpreter.
My first experience was very challenging and thrilling because I was afraid I can't meet the expectations for my clients, but they are really, really good. They are Dutch people, so they are from Amsterdam. I interpret them.
So like they are tourists or like?
Yeah, they are a public water company in Amsterdam.
Oh, so
yeah.
they're currently like working here.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Working here. So I accompanied them.
They went for a business trip, yeah. So
yes.
Like, yeah. So kind of like what are the activities relating to interpreter? Are they like for meetings or exhibitions?
Yeah.
Or whatsoever?
I work at the conference.
Oh, yeah.
And also a meeting in a small group, like with the mayor.
Oh,
yeah,
also
with
the mayor
yeah.
of Jakarta.
Of Tangerang.
Oh, Tangerang.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Of Tangerang City.
Oh, Tangerang City. So since then, it's like what do you got? Like the lessons, or what are the things that keeps you motivated to improve more?
Yeah.
To interpret. Yeah.
I get lots of lessons because being an interpreter is not easy. Even though you are fluent in speaking English, but if you don't have, if you are not a compassionate listener, it's so hard. So
yeah.
you have to be a good listener, and also
in order to interpret.
Yeah, in order to interpret.
So basically, your job is more on the listening. Yeah.
Yeah, more on the listening.
And how to translate what like what your clients are saying, so that it doesn't misinterpret. Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. And maybe like same as other professions, maybe you got like challenges, or kind of like maybe there are some of more of memorable moments relating to interpreting, that kind of like, oh, I should have do this the other way or something. Yeah.
Like memorable moments?
Yeah, like
when I interpret?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I did the interpretation about how to take water sample from surface water, drinking water, and also wastewater. So we go to the factory. So I interpret all of these activities.
Oh.
Yeah.
To what clients?
Still WaterNet.
Oh, WaterNet.
Yeah.
So like like what are the experience? What do you got from the experience?
What I got from the experience are they're very disciplined, and they are very detailed, and yeah.
Oh yeah. They want specific, like answers.
Yeah, answers.
They want like specific.
Yeah, they want specific answers. Yeah.
Yeah, and Maybe like there are some times like maybe like kind of like misinterpretation happens. Like what do you do? Like how to manage like if the clients want something and they want it to be delivered, the meaning, but then maybe you got misinterpreted.
Yes.
What do you do?
Sometimes that kind of thing happens when you interpret. So I always prepare a piece of paper, or I prepare a whiteboard.
Oh.
Yeah. So, for instance, when the speaker explain about how to take sample, but they have no videos or they have no pictures on the screen, so we just draw what she explained and try to explain to the recipients or the audience. So that's why we can facilitate communications to get the meanings
to get the meaning across
accurately.
So you're talking about like you talk to like big audience like that. Yeah. Oh, so that's quite challenging. So the conversation is getting interesting, but we're gonna have to take a little break. So stay tuned on Face to Face. Hello, smart viewers. Welcome to Face to Face. Welcome back, and I'm continuing my conversations with my special guest for today's episode, Putri. And recently, you discussed about your experience as an interpreter, and here we got some photos that we can discuss, about your experience. So maybe we can show her photo.
Oh.
Maybe you can share about this experience.
Yeah, it was when we visit the factory, the coffee factory in Tangerang Regency.
So they are from?
They are from the Netherlands.
Oh, the Netherlands. And like what are the things that you most remember about people come from the Netherlands?
They're very nice. They're really tolerant. Yeah, and they work really hard, and they really care for the Indonesia. Actually, they work for Indonesia to tackle sanitation issues.
Oh, so they are working in Indonesia, or
no,
they're currently on a business trip?
They have project in Indonesia for technical assistance.
So the next photo? Maybe you can share about this experience.
This photo was after the conference with the officials of Tangerang Regency, and we just finished the presentations about how to take the good samples.
Oh, yes. Yeah. It's also related to water.
Yeah, it's related to
the one that you
water.
mentioned before.
Yes.
And maybe another photo. You can share about this photo.
Oh yeah, this one after the conference about flood management.
Oh, flood management.
Yeah, and also water management, so that a rural area will not be flood anymore.
Because of
we find a solution to tackle it.
So where are they from actually?
They are also from the Netherlands.
Oh, they're also from the Netherlands, yeah. And the next one? You can share about this photo.
Oh, yeah. So we are visiting Cigaru. I don't really remember Cigaru Lake at the Tangerang.
At Tangerang also.
Yeah.
So
the water is just so blue. It's because of we still figure it out. So we take samples from the water.
So it's actually contaminated, or?
It's not contaminated. Yeah.
Oh, it's.
But
like clean water.
Yeah,
or-
clean water.
Oh, so
But it's not suitable for drinking water.
oh, so you, in the progress of finding
Yes.
solutions to
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So is there from the Netherlands also? Or-
Yes.
Oh
they're-
yeah. So you're working lots with like foreign people.
Yes.
Like what do you like? What do you got most about the experience? Working with people from other countries, from different cultures.
Yeah.
Like what are the tips and tricks like that?
Tips and tricks. When you work with people from another country, you have to be really considerate, and you have to listen more because we have different cultures, and they really want to listen to our opinions as
Oh,
well.
Okay.
Even
so
though
you're not just like a translating machine.
know.
Yeah.
So they always try to open up to us.
Yeah.
They always ask, what is happening with your river? Why
Oh
is it?
yeah. So there are like a more
Yeah.
experience sharing also.
Yes, sharing also.
So you shared culture also.
Yeah.
You invite, you introduce them to your culture also.
Yes,
Maybe you can
of
share
course.
about some of the experience maybe
Yeah.
with the Netherlands, with the Netherlands people.
Yeah, I share the culture of Tangerang City.
Oh,
I
yeah.
bring them Tangerang street food,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Food.
and
food
they
always.
really liked it.
Food always communicates the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, so introduce them to local food, like
Yes.
that. Try to bring them closer to the culture. Yeah.
Yes.
So there's like a culture trading there.
Culture
and
trading.
and maybe do you have any specific goals related to your profession as interpreter? Maybe, kind of like get another clients from another country.
Yeah, I hope so. But I just want to go to interpreter school
Oh yeah.
in University of Indonesia. Maybe after I graduate from pharmacy, so I will be a accredited interpreter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, there are actually specific schools
Yes.
related to interpreted,
Yeah.
being an interpreter.
Yeah. So you can be
Licensed
an
one.
accredited
Yeah,
professional
accredited,
interpreter.
yeah. And you share about your experience related to most of them are business trips. Also, are you more like considered maybe taking it into more the like tourism or
Yeah.
something besides business trips?
Yeah, I would love to, but I think I'm more into technical work because I will work as a pharmacist in
Yeah.
Indonesia, so I'm used to work in laboratory or sciences. So I
Okay.
really learn a lot from them. Yeah.
So you're more interested in handling clients, like taking them to projects,
Yes, project.
projects and business trips,
Yes.
or rather than kind of like accompanying them, to
Entertain.
entertain. Yeah, yeah.
Maybe someday.
Maybe in the future, maybe
Yeah.
if there are opportunities, you would like to work like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like maybe there are some specific message that you want to give to our smart viewers who may
Oh, sure.
like interested in becoming an interpreter.
Yeah. If you are interested to become an interpreter, I think you should really know yourself. You should listen to other people. You should try to be confident because you will communicate in a wide range of people. And if you're an introverted person, don't be afraid. You can tackle it, and you just have to speak up.
Yeah, and like learn from experiences.
Yes, learn from experiences.
Because like learning by doing, I think it's
Yeah.
more effective.
It's
Yeah.
more effective.
And maybe how you kind of like practice English, like based on looking at source materials or something?
Yes, before I work, I always research about the topic that we wanted to discuss at the conference or in a small group of people. So every day I have to read dictionaries or any specific dictionaries. Like when I want to interpret about flood
Management.
yeah, flood management, I have to read
more about
yeah,
that.
more
Yeah.
vocabularies
Yeah.
about flood.
And also
Yeah.
doing some research about
Yeah.
the topic that
Yes.
you are assigned to. Yeah.
And what is the specific issues we have, so we can discuss with them.
Oh yeah. So thank you so much, Putri,
Thank you
for
so much
joining the
for having me.
conversation here
Thank
and
you.
share your experience. And as an interpreter, we hope that smart you who are also interested in becoming one can learn from your experience.
Thank you.
So we've come to the end of the show, but be sure to check out another episode of Face to Face at the same day and time. Until then, I'm William, signing off. Bye bye.